Welcome to the 52 Love Podcast, your show for 52 lessons in 52 weeks. Before we dive in, remember you can find the audio version of this episode, along with the rest of the series, on Spotify, Google Podcasts, Anchor, and Radio Public. And now, here's your host, Ms. Tonya Todd.
Hi, everyone. Thank you for joining us for another episode of the 52 Love Podcast. 52 Love Lessons in 52 Weeks. Last year, this started off as a blog series where I would offer a tip a week. This year, we are exploring each of those tips with a new guest each week. This week's tip is to get sweaty with your partner to work out together. And here to talk about it, I have an expert on the subject, Hyrum. Would you like to introduce yourself and tell us what you do?
Yes, my name's Hyrum Walton. I work for Praetorian Athletics. And basically, we are a strength training gym based out here in Las Vegas, Nevada. I've been training people for roughly around 6 years now. Wow, it's been like about 6 years, and I love it more than anything else. So any kind of questions you got to shoot for me for couples and everything like that, you just let me know and I can handle them.
And I will say he is an excellent coach. He used to be my kickboxing coach, and I would love going to class, even on days where I was exhausted, if I knew he was going to be the instructor that day. So he is the man for this.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Tell us what makes you an expert on this.
Well, what makes me an expert on fitness is I read. I read a lot of different books. I stay up to date on current research and everything like that. I tend to go towards more of a scientific route when it comes to my training. As opposed to just being the whole diets and fads and all the stuff that's out there that looks like cool and gimmicky. I'm all about the brass nails and tacks and everything like that. It's all about, just being able to have measurable outcomes and goals for your clients, as opposed to just being like, oh yeah, let's just like work out and have fun. It's like, no, if you're going to work out, set yourself a goal, see where you're at, surpass your limits and become better as a human. And that's the way I work here at Praetorian Athletics.
Work out with purpose.
It's all about intent. Absolutely.
So tell me, in your opinion, what are some of the benefits of working out as a couple? I know that you do this regularly. You want to tell us some of your experience doing it with your girlfriend, and then tell us what the benefits are for people to do this?
Absolutely. So the benefits of working out with your loved one and your significant other is it's amazing. You find common ground with each other. You push yourself for different goals. You actually, if you do work out together in sync and in like a synchronized mode, say you're doing rep for rep with each other, or you're tossing a medicine ball, you're actually building nonverbal cues with your loved one. So you're actually building a better bond with them. And of course, we always have oxytocin. That's the love drug. Well, the love hormone, my bad, but that's the way I feel about it. It's pretty awesome. But, yeah, you'll build such a better bond with your loved one if you find a common ground, you set yourself up with a good goal, and you really hit it hard together, as opposed to being like, oh yeah, so I'm going to do my thing and you do your thing. If that's the way you work with your couple and everything like that, then absolutely go for it. But if you want to break new grounds with your loved one, see what you two have in common even more, I definitely recommend doing like a solid workout together and plan for it, and make sure you two are on the same level of athleticism for that, workout. You don't want to like be like, all right, babe, let's go like run a mile, and like husband runs 8-minute mile, wife runs like 15-minute mile. Of course, she's going to get discouraged and he's not going to get the workout that he wants.
Or vice versa.
Or vice versa. Yes.
Or two wives or two husbands.
Yes.
For an all-inclusive
that whole,
show.
the many wives. Oh my gosh. So, but it's an awesome thing when you can actually really find a common ground. I always tell couples to try new things out, and I always get couples in here all the time trying new things out. I would definitely recommend like something a little more intense of a workout, so you get to the point where you're like, this workout's really hard, and then next thing you know, you have your girl over here saying, you got this, babe. And you're like, oh yeah. If I'm a guy,
you have a built-in cheerleader between the two of you, right?
Absolutely. I actually just read a awesome research paper that just came out a few weeks ago in Strength and Conditioning magazine that actually talked about non-verbal cues for untrained individuals. So say if you're trying something new and you have your loved one giving you better verbal cues, you'll actually increase your maximum strength output by like, I'd say around 5%. Pretty simple, pretty easy. So you'll get more reps in if you have your girlfriend like egging you on, being like, you got this, baby. Or like if you have your boyfriend being like, oh yeah, keep going at it. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And so it's really
Sounds
awesome.
like this is the kind of thing that would work for sex too.
Oh, absolutely. Oh my God. Like, so yeah, if you want to get busy, let's see where you at. If you want to get busy and everything like that, I definitely recommend something a little bit more intense where like you're on the break of like survival. So you have to survive with that loved one through that workout. So at the end of it, you're just like, oh my God, that was such a good workout. And then next thing you know, because you're putting your body towards that point of like, basically you want to die, you know, in the workout, not too hardcore, but like you get to that point, your body has those automatic biological cursors to tell you to be like, oh, you're like, you're practically about to die. You need to reproduce. You know, your body needs to get busy to like spread its genetics and all that stuff. And like, that's what happens. I'll try like a hardcore workout somewhere at a different gym and everything like that. If my girlfriend doesn't, come with me to do it or anything like that, I'll crush the workout and I'll still be like, I need to go home and make love with my wife. Boom, then we're home and she's there. She's like, oh, how was your workout? I'm like, baby, it's time to do it.
Just to be clear, we're talking about the same person. You've referred to her as your wife and your girlfriend.
Oh yeah,
I don't want people thinking that if my girlfriend's not there, I'll go home and make love to my wife. That's not what he was saying.
No. We're not about
same person.
No. Yeah. So what I would say is get yourself a little checklist with you and your personal loved one and significant other. And I would say 4 things that you would want to check out is basically find a common ground with your loved one of what you want to try out. Look, I would say do something you both have an interest in. Don't be like, oh, right, wife wants to do aerial yoga, guy wants to do like hardcore CrossFit. You know what I mean? Try to find a common ground, like, I don't know, kickboxing for one. You know what I mean? That's
built-in partner, right?
Absolutely. Another checklist is try not to push your partner too hard. You know what I mean? It could be a detriment for the workout, and it can also be a detriment for, maybe wanting to make love later on. If you're like, oh, well, you pushed me too hard in this workout, and you get this little animosity happening between your couples. Don't push them too hard.
So positive encouragement rather
Exactly. Positive encouragement is what it's all about. A third one is make sure you set yourself up for success. So like set like little goals, like maybe say if you two are trying to lose weight, set like a 2-pound goal for like 4 weeks and see if you hit it and everything like that. And then last but not least, remember to have fun. You're there to grow together. And that's what really matters the most. So yeah, definitely set yourself up for your success. Make sure you're compassionate and you're giving those verbal, cues. And just be sure you set yourself up some goals, because having that intent with another one, that's how you get awesome power couples. And that's how you get, I've always seen like, you see them all over the place in Hollywood and all this stuff. There's just amazing couples that just crush everything and they do everything together. And like, that's the way I see a lot of my couples work here. And like, I put them through some crazy workouts. I'm like, okay, so we're going to carry this heavy sandbag back and forth. And they're like, this sandbag's 100 pounds. And I'm like, yeah, but I have a 50-pound one for the lady and I got a 100-pound one for the guy, start moving the sandbags. And next thing you know, they're cheering each other on, and then sometimes they'll get a little competitive, and that's when it gets really spicy. And you're like, oh, okay, all right, this is going to happen. And so you take them to this point where like by the end, because usually most of my workouts have a finisher, and that's like, you hit it hard, you leave everything on the turf and everything like that. And next thing you know, they're just like laying out, they look to each other and they're like, oh, that was a good workout. And next thing you know, I
want to go home and have dessert.
That's right. That is right. Exactly. They had their main course. They're like, I'm going to go have some dessert and, maybe a little further cardio involved afterwards. Yeah. Yes, it's what it's all about.
Dessert sex is the best sex.
Dessert, yes, absolutely. It is like, it's the cherry on top of a good workout, And not only, you release so many endorphins, and like, you will build a better relationship if you do work out with your loved one, which is, I always see.
So tell me about some of the workouts that you and your girl have done.
Okay. So some of the workouts that we've done, oh my gosh. So we've done everything from rock climbing to we did some CrossFit here and there, which I don't like because it busts up my shoulders. We do weight training all the time together. We do kickboxing and Muay Thai together all the time. She likes to hit me. I don't know why. But like,
You're a
it's
big
just the
target.
way it is. Yeah, I know. I'm a big, you just get it. But
And she's all cute and petite,
yeah, exactly. She's amazing. You know what's crazy though is that like so we tried rock climbing together this one time. Small story short. So we met at ILKB, our kickboxing gym and all that stuff. And like
Yeah, I was going to
saw
ask
her.
how the two of you met.
Yeah,
Was it?
I saw her at ILKB and I was like, oh my God, this girl is gorgeous. Like, and so, of course she comes in, she checks in and I'm like doing my thing. I'm like, oh, hey, what's up, beautiful? She looks at me dead in the face. She's like, okay. And just like walks off. And I was just like, ooh. And of course, my coworker's over there to the side. He's like, damn, dude, you got burned. And I was like, oh my gosh. And so I'm just like, okay.
What have we learned?
Yes, I learned. I was like, all right, gotta, see how I could pursue this in a different way. So 2 weeks later, she's still going to the gym and all that stuff. She posted in the group page that we had at the gym and all that stuff. And she's saying she wanted to go rock climbing. I love rock climbing. So that was my in, right? So I was like, all right, boom, let's go. And I hit her up and I was like, let's go rock climbing. So it went from like a rock climbing day to a sushi day. And then, I'm not going to get too into the details afterwards, but it was a very good day. That's all I'm going to say. But
you just said plenty right there.
Exactly. So, but the crazy thing is that like the homegirl honeypotted me. She knew I liked rock climbing. She wasn't too fond of rock climbing, but like 2 years later, I found out. I was like, let's go rock climbing again. Let's try this. Get back into it. And she was like, so this is I'm just gonna tell you like right from the start that like I legit honeypotted you, and I was like, oh my God, and she snatched me up just like that. And I love
well,
it.
it worked.
Absolutely. So ladies, if you're trying to pick up a man, find out what they like. She looked through my Instagram and everything like that and went like back like several weeks back and all that.
And you're still in there like Winnie the Pooh, right?
Exactly. Oh, absolutely. You know it. But yeah, long story short, check out what your significant other likes to do and all that stuff and really take initiative to go try it with them. That's what I always
Well, it does help to show an interest in what, the person that you're interested in, show an interest in what they're interested in, and then you can do those things together.
Absolutely. And it's crazy because sometimes you see other couples and like they don't take initiative to figure out what that other person likes or figure out how to get, intimate with that other person and all that stuff. It's all about building connections because once you find that person, you're literally indomitable, because you have that person's back and then you have their back and everything. It's crazy how it works. And like, I would not be where I'm at with the whole entire gym facility and everything like that without my significant other trying to push me in that direction.
And without her love and support, right?
Absolutely. Well, it was a lot more than love. It was like, you need to get your ass together. And like,
motivation. Good.
Absolutely. I mean, she's a go-getter. She's about the
She
business.
said, you want it? Go get it.
And that's the thing. That's the way you got to push your significant other when you're doing these workouts and all that stuff. It's like, you want to be healthy, you want to be fit. Let's do it together. Let's set up some meal prep. Let's, see what we can do.
Right. You have a built-in partner, a built-in teammate, but you also have someone to keep you accountable to those goals.
Right. And accountability is one of the biggest things is that like, there's a research paper. I'm always reading research paper. I'm such a nerd. I'm so sorry. But there's a research paper that's basically
it means you take your job seriously. It's okay.
Yeah, you gotta stay on top of things. Like I asked some other coaches about this stuff. They're like, what? I'm like, yeah, no, you need to educate yourself further. Anyways, but so
they Professor Jim over here.
Yeah, trying to. But yeah, what they got was from this, they had like a huge group of like couples and pairs and all that stuff. And they found out that like couples significantly influences each other's health. So it can be good and it can also be bad as well. So saying if you have unhealthy eating habits and everything like that, most likely your significant other has those healthy eating habits. So what happens is if you have, say eating healthy habits, if one of the significant others tries to get their life right and everything like that, that person will directly influence that other person. So next thing you know, they're both trying to get healthy. They're both influencing each other. And they found out within the 12-month study that they were doing that like 80% of couples like lost like 3% body fat or something like that, like joining the same gym. They what is it? They connected more on like so many other levels, and like let's see, it's just it is. Let's see, what did it say? Yeah, there was couples that quit smoking. There was couples that they quit drinking just to get healthier. So like I always recommend, if you do have a significant other, have them work out with you. So, and it's
What
also
are some of your favorite ways to work out? Like, what are some of your favorite exercises? I know you mentioned rock climbing, but what else?
Yes. I like, right now I'm really been doing jujitsu. Yeah, I started training jujitsu and everything like that. I'm trying to get my girlfriend into it, but she's more of a kicking and punching kind of person as opposed to like grappling. I want her to do the grappling because it's a lot more close up with each other.
More physical touch.
Yes, exactly. Like, and it's it's a very tough workout too. And like a few other things that I love to work out. I do a lot of strongman workouts. So like kegs, Atlas stones, big farmers carries, trying to get bigger, that's always the goal for me. I'm trying to get stronger. And Berna, my girl, and everything like that, she's always doing her kickboxing and always doing her, her glute lab training and all that stuff, hip thrust and all that stuff to get her booty all nice and everything. So
is she an instructor at your gym?
No, she's not. Actually, she's currently, I think in December, she's going to be a nurse. So
very cool.
Yeah, that's why she wasn't here. She's actually taking an exam. She was like, "Hey, I'm not going to be able to do this." And I was like, "What? Do we have this thing like this thing?" He was like, "I have an exam," and I was like, "You go do your thing, bro."
Yeah,
because that's what matters most to me is my significant other being self-fulfilled.
Right. Yeah.
That's what it's all about.
Yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing. We need more good nurses. So thank her for her service.
I will thank her for her service. Oh yeah.
Why don't you tell us about your gym and some of the things that you offer there?
Yes. So over here at Praetorian Athletics, we offer proper strength training. So just nothing too crazy. I like to keep my clients healthy. So like you're not going to be doing like crazy Olympic lifts nonstop like CrossFit or anything like that. You get set up with a solid strength training plan. We have 3 days a week we strength train. We do basically 3 functional movements: push, pull, and legs. And then we divide those up, whether horizontal or vertical. It's very basic and very to the point, as opposed to being like, okay, so you got bench, you got squat, this, that, and this. It's like, no, we focus on actions and movements that can carry over to the real world.
Okay.
I'm not going to put you on a BOSU ball and make you do bicep curls and tell you it's going to help out with your balance when that's never going to come up in your real life. Doesn't make any sense. So it's about being able to have a good program that's applicable to the real world. That's the weight training part. And then the fun part is the kickboxing part for cardio and conditioning. We also do sparring on the weekends, and we also have a strongman class that we do on the weekends, which it's like, sandbags, heavy weight, and basically throughout the week we train, and then on the weekend we have fun and we kick and punch, or you move some kegs around and have a good time. And it's
so what I'm hearing is you have actual bags to kick and punch.
Yes.
Actual
bags to kick and punch. Yeah, no. We I make all my clients and everything like that get shin guards. We do combat here, so you got to buy like a mouth guard. It's a real full-fledged program. It's not like your usual boutique gym where it's just like I don't want to be rude or anything, but like just a bunch of moms kicking and punching, and then them realizing that like, oh yeah, this isn't what it's really like. Because once you throw people into what it's really like, they're like, this workout is way different. Like,
right. I mean? There's something to the impact. I mean, that's great for burning calories, carb burning kind of exercise. But there's something about the impact of punching that bag that affects the muscle in your arm more than just punching air.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, because you're getting a little bit of resistance, and not only are you getting a little bit of resistance, as soon as your bones come into contact with that bag, and you can see it in boxers' hands and everything like that, the actual, because your bones are almost like webs. They're almost like webbings when you look at them on a microscopic level. So you're literally getting little micro fractures inside your knuckles and all that stuff. And then they rebuild, and that's how you get like the whole term stone hands. That's where you get that term. So yeah, it's very beneficial. combat and all that stuff too, because it helps you with your proprioception, it helps you with your spatial awareness, and then
And there's
not
something
only
so satisfying about slapping that pad,
yep,
you
you're
know?
just like stress relief. You're like, oh my god, that person just cut me off on a 215. Oh my gosh. But yeah, I always tell people, take it out on the mat, have a good time there. Don't
Right.
punch people outside. That's not good. That's not a good thing. You don't want to do that. But
Right.
absolutely.
So tell us how it works there. I mean, if someone wanted to try out your gym, do you do free trials? Do you do like a 3-day pass or something? How does someone get started there?
So to get started at our gym, all you have to do is just walk in. We do drop-ins right now because we did just start off. It's only like a $15 drop-in class, and then you get to experience a class. For free trials, we don't have anything yet because we're
Because
just
you're
barely
brand new.
starting.
Yeah.
We're still brand new. I wish I could be like, all right, free trials for you, just to try it out and all that stuff. But it's no, I never noticed how expensive being a business owner would really be. You're just like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Yeah.
Just the overhead of having an actual building and air conditioning and power.
Oh my god, the air conditioning out there, it's just killing me right now. Like,
yeah, let's open a gym in summer in Vegas.
oh yeah, and you know it's crazy. My first gym that I had, it was in the garage. You know, I had my small garage, which is like under my condo, and then I went to a bigger garage, and that was behind like a bunch of like buildings and all that stuff, and it was seriously a concrete box. No restrooms. I had to like install fans, no air conditioning, and like my poor clients.
You know,
like,
I'm hearing you are so dedicated to this that you were willing to work out of a garage like this. So,
oh yeah, it's.
Look,
I mean, when you're
having overhead problems, that means that you are on your way, sir.
Exactly. That's what it's about. Yeah, but you know, my clients be working out in like 120 degrees and all that stuff. We were like, I'm not gonna lie, they got shredded really fast. Yeah, quick. That water weight gone. You know, but yeah, we finally got big enough and all that stuff. And it's crazy too because I actually opened up that gym during pandemic. You know, and so like, I'd always get messages from people who are like, oh, you know, great time to open up a gym, and I was like, you know what, it's a perfect time to open up a gym. Always find opportunities.
Right. You have to start. You have to start. And if you don't start, you're not going to be able to pivot and change and grow.
Exactly.
You have no material to work with at that point, you know?
Right? Like, you're just, I don't know, like, I saw so many businesses get closed down and all that stuff. And like, it's wild because I literally had nothing. And I still started a business during a really dark time in our nation. And all that
well,
stuff.
you're the kind of person who's always trying to look for the positive and, you know, work toward the positive. So I see that as being a thing you would do during a pandemic. And if you hadn't started then, you wouldn't have this gym now.
No, that's exactly right. And that's, there's so much good in this world that supersedes, you know, the bad, you know, and that's what I always see. I see it in my clients. I see it from day to day. Like, when I first moved here, I was pretty prone to being like, you know, kind of an angry guy and all that stuff. And then I started being more positive. I'm not gonna lie, training people, that's what really made me see things more positively in a more positive manner. And so now when I'm driving, I don't even worry about no road rage, no nothing. I just chill and all that stuff. And it's so crazy just to be at peace with yourself, just knowing that like there's always going to be good in this world. And as long as you give it your best go, like you're going to be phenomenal. You know, everything's going to work out for that person, you know? And so, yeah, just stay positive and crush things. Like just own it for what it is. Destroy your day. Just be like, you know what? I'm going to wake up. I'm going to crush it. I'm going to do what I have to do. I'm going to go home to my significant other, you know, buy them flowers on random days. That's one of the biggest things that I do all the time for my girl. She doesn't even know when she's going to get flowers. I just pop in with flowers and she's like, oh, you got me flowers. And I'm like,
surprise flowers are better than ones that are expected.
Exactly. Like for the expected thing, you go above and beyond, but then like, you know, you still gotta show initiative, like we were talking about earlier, to get like,
you need to use love as a verb.
Yes, that's it. It is. Love is a verb. Like it is. Like, and so that's how you build a great relationship. And like my relationship is ironclad. Like my girl got my back. I got my girl's back. And like we're never second guessing each other. We know what's up. We're just like, all right, we want to do this, we want to do that. Power couple freaking do this.
Yeah, I
You
love
know?
seeing you guys, and that's one of the reasons I asked you to do this because
Thank you so
you know
much.
what? That's the kind of couple I want to showcase, and they work out together, you know? He's the
Yeah.
man. And I will say that when I went to the gym where you used to work, I always left feeling better after one of your classes. You know,
Thank
sometimes
you.
I would be neutral. Okay, I did it. I feel good because I worked out. But after your
Mhm.
class, it was like I felt victorious, you know?
Yeah, you're like, survived it. Oh my heck.
And it
Yeah,
was
no.
fun. And I didn't even realize the time was passing, even though my body is totally going to feel this tomorrow, you know?
Oh, that yeah, absolutely. And that's one of the biggest things too, is that like whenever you're a trainer and all that stuff, there's like three things that I always check off on the list. You have to learn, you have to learn a little something about yourself.
Hmm.
You have to sweat. Sweating is like you love sweat. I will make you sweat. And that sounds so bad. But
Yeah, but
that
this
last
week
one,
is getting sweaty, so it's all right.
yeah, hey, right? That's what it's about. And then, have fun with it. It's people are so critical about fitness. They've like put it on such a huge mountain and everything like that. When like it should be your common denominator for an amazing life.
Yeah, and it
Is
can
like
start with just going for walks regularly. You know, if you haven't worked out in a really long time, just get moving.
absolutely
Just start
take walks
moving.
with your loved ones.
Hmm.
Like that's what I'd like. That's one of the biggest things that I coach with my clients and all that stuff is that on the phone. That's the biggest thing that I coach with my
He's
clients is
very
like,
active. He keeps bumping his camera, so he goes
yeah,
off for a
I
minute.
apologize for that. No, it's like 10% and all that stuff. So like phone's all the way down. But I always coach them to tell them to take walks and all that stuff. Like walks are one of the most beneficial things and low cost on your body too. Like get your steps in. You get
Yeah.
like 15 to 20,000 steps in per day. I know, right? You were always getting your steps in at the end of class. So I was just like, oh, are you done working out? And you're like, nope, gotta get my steps in. Boom. And you're just
Yep.
walking around the mat and all that stuff. I was like, damn, this girl's dedicated. You know what I mean? It's awesome. But yeah, get your steps in, lock down your diet. It's not that big of a deal. Like just eat some greens. Don't think too critically about it and just like have fun with it. Fall in love with the process because everything when it comes down to it is just data that you're taking in about yourself and then you're just fixing it. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
So you gather all kinds of data and all that stuff and you're like, all right, so my weight's here. I'm not the number on the scale. I'm so and so. I'm an awesome person. It's just a number. You take that track and you track it for 14 days. And next thing you know, you see different patterns and all that stuff. And you fall in love with the data. That's what I tell all my clients. Because, I weigh them out almost every single day. I'm like, all right, what's your weight at? Where are you at? Where's this? Where's that? I make them weigh themselves in the morning. I make them eat right too. Well, I don't make them eat right, but
Yeah.
I never tell them not to eat nothing,
You
so I never,
encourage them to eat well.
absolutely. But I also encourage them to, have fun with eating too. There's foods that are good for your soul and there's foods that are good for your body. Be
Hmm.
sure to have more foods that are good for your body than, foods good for your soul. Like, I'm not
But
going to
you
lie.
need both.
Yeah, exactly. Or both, I'm not going to lie. Like, I love tres leches cake. Like, I love tres leches. It's so bomb. But, it's not the healthiest thing. Food that's good for your soul, a little bit of it.
Where do green
But,
chilies fall into that?
uh, that's like definitely like right there. The Venn diagram. It's like green chili. Yeah, and actually, yeah, that makes you stronger too as a human if you get some spicy stuff in there. But yeah, I always tell them just to eat right, have a good time. Don't think too big of a deal about it. You're here for the process. You're not here just to like, oh, I got to work out. I got to change my entire life around. It's like, nah, take baby steps first. It's always about like the slow game. Just like,
Yeah.
cooking like an awesome piece of meat or like, like a brisket or something. You got to cook it low and slow. Just like,
Mm.
yeah. Yeah. Cooking on fire too. Like that's one of the biggest things that taught me about love. Like, so if like, that's what I love about cooking too. Like it could be from 0 to 10, just like love. So like if you're cooking like a brisket and everything like that, it's really slow, smoldering,
A
you
slow
got
burn.
slow burn and all that stuff. And like, it's very like sensual. And then it can either be that or like super hot and super fiery and like, just like love, you can be
Right.
slow
Just
and
like
sensual.
romance novels, they're all different heat levels.
Exactly. It's it's a fantastic thing. That's what I always tell people. It's just like, have fun with the process. And if you're a couple and you do come into Praetorian Athletics, just know that like couples do get a deal, because I know what it's like to be financially like, in with another person. So I always tell people.
And that encourages them to work out together too.
Exactly. Oh yeah. And I make them keep each other accountable too. I got one couple who just started, and like, you could tell that the guy isn't too good with his eating habits, but the girl's really good with her eating habits. And I was like, okay, so, you two find a common ground of something that you want to eat together and all that stuff, that you can actually work on your habits, because it's more about working on your habits than it is just, eating right,
Well, thank you very much for being on the show and sharing all of this. I would love for you to tell the audience how they can find your gym and how they can find you online if they want to ask questions or if they want to check out the gym. What are your social media tags? Give them all of it.
All right. So my personal social media tag is heroic.hyrum. That's HEROIC.hyrum, HYRUM. And the gym, Instagram, because I'm mainly an Instagram kind of guy. It's Praetorian _athletics _LB. So Praetorian spelled PRAETORIN _athletics. I'm not going to spell that for you, because you should know how to spell that if you're watching this. And then _LV. Let's see.
You spelled the hard one.
Yeah, that's why I chose the name, because a lot of people double guess it. They're like, how do I even say this word? And I'm
Gotta
like,
go hard, right?
Yep, exactly. And then of course you can always reach us at praetorianathletics.com. Website should be dropping here in the next week. So if you want to inquire here in a week from now, we could definitely shoot us an email. We also do online training.
That means that by the time this episode airs, there should be a website.
There will be a website. Absolutely. All right. But other than that, do you have any further questions for me, Tonya, about fitness and all that good stuff, about couples?
What are your fitness goals this year?
My fitness goals? Oh my gosh, I got so many. Want to compete in a strongman competition. So, just like compete in that. Let's see. I crushed 2 of my main goals earlier in this year. I competed in a judo tournament. I took first place, and I also competed in a jiu-jitsu tournament. I took second place in my league. So yeah, when it comes to doing goals, I really like to set them and then slowly, progressively get to them. It's all about smaller steps towards great success. What kind of goals do you have for your fitness?
I'm going to get back to hitting a bag. Like, that is something I miss. I'm not currently meeting 10,000 steps a day. I'm at like 9,200 right now. So I need to keep, I need to bump them up, and getting back out in the world is part of that,
Right.
And just gradually shedding it is, and I don't have an indoor place that I'm comfortable right now. So I guess we will have to change that.
Yes, I guess you are. Yeah, come on by. Yeah, I would love to have you part of the squad. It's a great culture. We all support each other one-on-one and everything like that. It's not just all cliquey like some gyms are. You know how they get.
Well, you're an awesome teacher, and I enjoyed working with you. So I can't wait to come out and check out your gym.
Awesome. Can't wait for you to see you again.
Well, thank you for being on the show and sharing your expertise. Thank you, everyone, for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, send Hyrum a comment. Please like, share, and subscribe. And until next time, remember to treat love like a verb. Thank you.